What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So if you're new here, welcome. If you're coming back, thanks for coming back. You may notice I don't post a lot of videos. Quite slow tempo on me working on cars. A couple of reasons for that. Well, one, had an injury last year, put me out of action for quite a long time. Two, it's quite expensive doing car videos. I'm sure some of you know that if you're into cars yourselves. Never got any money for anything. And three, which sort of makes number two worse, is I've just bought this, a house with my girlfriend. So let me show you around. Lovely front bush over there, neatly trimmed. It's not neatly trimmed, it needs cutting. Bush. So first thing you notice is tandem driveway. Not a huge fan of tandem driveways, but two cars on the drive down the road, very good. We like that. Happy that. I'm sure the neighbours are as well, as you can tell by stuff down the road, of which none of it is mine. It's quite a luxury, really. So yeah, tandem driveway, mostly flat. So yeah, E46, Sarah's car. Do a bit of work on here. Nice and wide, nice and long. Right, E46. A few videos coming on that soon. Haven't got the keys, but thermostat, water pump. You know, thermostat, water pump, and some suspension. Goodness. Right. Most annoying thing ever, having to move the bins every time you want to go in the garage. Right then, guys, got myself a garage, lovely, keys, hopefully got my room with the car, boom, there we go. Right, let me take you in. Right, so you'll have to ignore all of the shit everywhere. For Amzy just moving to a house, stuff just end up piled everywhere. Same down the side. E30, quality amounts of storage. Got some shit in there, some more shit, there's a bit more shit. Perfect. Everything you could ever need to do an M52 swap on an E30. Spare sump and all. Yeah, all sorts of shit in there. Lovely. Alright, moving on. Got your classic car ramps, which I've had for donkey's years. Really good for old minis. Crap on anything modern. Too steep, cars are too low. You notice I found my centre caps for the wheels. Got 6 of those. 4 of them brand new, 2 of them old. None of them match the wheels. Lovely. Right, Tokum garage golf clubs. Always a necessity. Got those from someone that work for free. Now they live in my garage. Right. Bits for an E30. Some vacuum hoses, bit of trim. This box here, you can't see it, but car parts, that's got all my suspension for the E46, or all the front control arm bushes and control arms, everything. Mat, bike carrier, Halfords Advanced tool chests. Alright, they're not bad. Quite like those. Halfords Advanced stuff's alright. Don't let anyone tell you differently. You don't need to buy snap off or strap on any of the fancy expensive tools made in China nowadays. Right, it's where everything gets a bit chaotic, guys. So, garage racking, full of shit. Gardening tools, full of shit. That'll make sense in a moment. Random bits of wood, bits of pipe, whatever. Nice, we've got some eaves, bike carriers, bike wheels, camp chairs, tents, you know, all the normal garage stuff. Yeah, so there's quite a lot of room at the front of the car. But it's all sort of taken up by, there's a box of house wiring shit, watering can, you know, there's a lawnmower, there's a fucking electric tiller, which obviously everyone needs that. Good selection of bikes, 2 of them mine, 1 Sarah's. Haven't ridden those because of my accident last year. So if you don't know, guys, hang on, let me just, hey Google, turn on the garage light please. Boom, lights on. Perfect. Let me shut the front door because otherwise the wind whips through here. Right then, back in the garage. Nice bit of storage up top. Gonna reinforce some of these beams, put a bit more up there. Nothing too much, but I do know I'm gonna be removing the interior from my E30. So that's coming soon for obvious reasons. If you see my more recent video about MOT failures, let me just get to the back, step over all this shit. There we go, right. back door. Right, so yeah, bikes. If you didn't know, came off my gravel bike last year. My nice orange Ribble. A few scuffs on the bars. I think the bars are slightly bent. But didn't roll into it very well when I landed, went over the bars. Broke my neck, broke my sternum. 2 months in the neck brace. Right, 6 months off, well, a year off the bike. I've bought an indoor bike trainer, but not quite the same, is it? Half the fun of going out on the bike is exploring, not looking at the telly or the wall. So yeah, they haven't seen a lot of use recently. Yeah, they haven't seen a lot of use. Real shame. Got a nice sort of, what 140, 160mm trail bike. Nice old Bayer, Ribble. Trying to convince Sarah that she should get a mountain bike because we now live 2 miles from the nearest mountain bike trail centre, which is perfect when I'm allowed back on the bike and I can ride there. Yeah, back garden, guys. Used to live in a flat. This is bloody luxurious, this is. Right. Bought some outdoor seating. Lovely. Need to find some covers for it. Haven't done that yet. Some old outdoor seating. Sarah's plants and stuff. Put this in. Right. So yeah, concrete post this in. That's like, I don't know, 12 kilos of cement holding that in, so ain't going nowhere. Tried and tested in the wind recently. Barbecues, necessity for any garden. Yeah, wheelbarrow, shovel, mound of mud, no grass. It's a bit of a weird one. Yeah, that's weird, isn't it? It was grass last time I came out here. Yes, I remember now. Building a garden room, of course, what every person needs. So yeah, in this bit of ground, gonna build sort of like a glorified shed, really. 3 meters by 3.5 meters, 2.5 meters tall. I've just sort of got it uncovered at the top. There's still a bit of grass over there. I need to go over it again, remove that bit of grass. That's okay. Building that myself. So if anyone knows me, you know I used to be a labourer, dry liner, builder, whatever. Decided it wasn't for me. It's an awful job. However, much like being a mechanic, which was an awful job and I don't do anymore, it's an alright hobby, pretty handy. So yeah, here, insulated garden room, sort of similar height to the eaves of that garage. That'd be lovely. And in there, yeah, so in there will live my indoor bike trainer and sim racing rig. I've got one of those upstairs which doesn't really fit in any room, it's quite big. So that will all be going over there. Lovely, neat and tidy, out of the way. Bottom of the garden, no power, so we're going to run power for the garage down the garden with Ethernet, Cat 6 as well, for like 10 gig networking capabilities down there. Don't really need apart from I'm basically a network engineer at work, so why not? Everyone needs faster internet, right? So yeah, that's the garden, guys. I'm not going to show you around the house because it is a bit of a tip, I'll be honest. We sort of do the put stuff down, don't bother putting it away, and then after a while there's too many things to put new stuff down, so we have a big tidy up, and we're almost at that point. Anyway, back to, if you're still watching, of course, which you might be, you might not. Let me go back in the garage, make sure there's no wind noise for you. Right then, so reason I'm making this video, I'm not actually this red, this is just a GoPro, honest. Right, reason I'm making this video is I don't post many videos. I know that, I get it. A lot of you get it. It's hard work working on cars. You may have noticed no Civic, just an E30, an E46. Mine outdoor, don't slam. Yeah, so the Civic is at my nan's house in the garage. Very kindly offered to put it there. I took her up on that. Very kind of her. So I'll find that in a few years as a future barn find. That'd be lovely. But priority E30, E46. Civic back burner for now. I just parked it up. No MOT, no tax, nothing. Much cheaper than keeping it on the road. And last year I did 500 miles in that Civic. So that's hardly anything. But right. But this lovely E30, which needs a bit of black paint on the grills, you know, tart it up a little bit. A nice clean, nice polish. It gets so dusty in here, concrete floor and all that. This has a few holes in it. Last video went for an MOT because I had to drive it to this place from my old place. Failed. Holes, front left, front right, back left. Yeah. So yeah, lots of rust holes. That's failures for the headlights, but we've had those out completely stripped and cleaned, so that's not a surprise they're not right. But coming back to not having enough stuff, I need a welder. And recently I've taken a 8-week part-time welding course at the local college, and I've learned that I can go in a straight line on 3mm, 6mm thick metal. So what I've decided to do is buy a welder and fix this myself. Right, now that may sound crazy, but remember, if you fuck up welding, you cut it out and you put another one in and you try again. And worst case, I can just fuck it up myself and then send it to someone to clean up, and it might cost you a bit more money, but so be it. Someone who knows what they're doing. So yeah, a few videos coming. E30 being fixed. Obviously I've got all of this shit to clear to make my life easier. We've got a garden room to build, but that's coming. Buying a welder soon. Any recommendations on a welder, let me know. I'll have a look at it, see if there's any good. I've got a few in mind, but honestly don't know anything about them. I know that I'm going to be welding off a 13 amp plug, which isn't ideal, but for car stuff I'm not going to be using that much power, so that should be okay, right? Right, E46. Suspension, front control arm bushes, absolutely shagged. Front ball joints, meh. Front steering linkage, right, to the rack from the steering column, knackered as well. So I've got one of those, probably in that box of parts down there, which is going to go on. I need to get around to doing that. I've had those bits for like 6 months, haven't got around to it because winter, but now I'm a bit more sheltered, you know. Could happen, could go in, right? Yeah, E46, few bits. Thermostat, water pump as well, got those. Thermostat, I think someone's removed it completely, or wedged it open, because it doesn't warm up at all, just stays cold. In winter I was getting 30 to the gallon. Now it's warmed up a bit, we're about to 45, so there's an incentive there that I should fix it and I can get 50% better miles per gallon, and obviously hopefully the engine lasts a bit longer because it's not running cold all the time. Yeah, Civic, future project, track car maybe, once I've got these two sorted. Yeah, that's it really. Obviously there's always cars coming up for sale that I want to buy, but I'm resisting because I need to do something with the other ones. I can't just keep buying more. Don't have the space for that, unfortunately. But yeah, thanks for coming with me, guys. Oh, another thing. I've got some old videos which I never uploaded from probably the start of last year, if not the year before, doing some work on some of the cars. So they will be coming to the channel. I'm getting around to doing it. You'll notice my beard probably gets a bit longer. I'm back at the flat doing some work. That's okay, I haven't moved again. I'm just doing some old videos. So timeline wise, it might not make any sense of stuff mixed in, but so be it. It is what it is. Some of those are quite in depth, or you know, will be quite in depth. Like doing the rear ball joints on the E46, I think that was about a week's worth of work for me led outside because nothing came off, it was all seized. So yeah, we'll get that going. Yeah, coming to the channel soon, some more videos of varying beard lengths, probably a bit thinner than I am now because I was cycling still. But yeah, thanks for joining me today, guys. Little update on obviously the cars, bikes, house, all sorts of shit. Very happy, much poorer than I was obviously, but now I own a house rather than living in a flat. So yeah, thanks for joining me, guys. Remember, you can subscribe, you can like, you can do all that stuff, and maybe you'll see more content because I'll, you know, be more encouraged. I don't know, maybe you'll see the same amount but you'll get notified for it. Maybe that's okay. You know how it is. Doing car stuff's hard, it's expensive, it takes a long time. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. If you made it this far, proper fans, or you've just gone off and made a cup of tea, made a cup of coffee, come back and you're hoping I'm finished and over, right? So if that's you, that's fine. Thanks for the support. I enjoy the watch time. Yeah, cheers, guys. I will catch you next time here at Keats Garage, where hopefully we're doing something interesting. I can't say it'll be a new video, but it might be an old one. Yeah, keep your eyes tuned on the YouTubes and all that, and I'll catch you next time. Cheers for now.